Hello. Happy Monday. We got this placard for the holidays. My family didn't know my plans to leave my job and pursue other things, expanding on my art and stuff. Um, so I got that without them even knowing my plans. So my plan is to just be a big deal, like everyone is. We're all a big deal in our own ways. Whew, this light is just not great. I'm gonna set up a different mic too. I feel like, I wanted to try this lavalier. I said this before, but it's cool. It's not the quality I would like to use. I have a better quality mic, so like, why wouldn't I just go ahead and use it? I just wanted to see if this was good enough to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a bit easier than setting up a boom stand and all of that stuff, but that's not very hard for me either, so I'll just do that. So anyway, hope people had a great weekend. Trying to have inspiration of what to draw, but to be honest, I might as well just draw. To be honest, why do we say that? Are we like just so dishonest all the time that we're like, to be honest? I have to preface this because normally I'm a piece of shit who lies all the time. Anyway, so I'll stop saying to be honest. I'm going to try to strike that. And anywho is also going to be struck from the vocab. Because I feel like if you say anywho like 5 times in a row, you automatically age like 3 years every time you say it, and then you also have to start making casseroles. That's just kind of how that rolls, I think. Anyway, let's draw something. What shall I draw? What's inspiring me lately? This sketchbook already has like weird stuff on it. Well, I'm just gonna draw today. Let's see, let's just pull up a reference photo really quick. Maybe I'll even show you said reference photo. Oh, you know what's okay, so here's an awesome tool. Earth's World on Instagram. This person's name is Earth, they say. It says, yes, my real name. And she, he, they, I don't know why I psychically just think I know who people are. Anyway, it's all faces. The entire channel is all faces. Oh, that guy looks rad. Okay, so there's a weird one here. You know, I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone. It's easier to show you than learning how to share a screen once I've already got all this figured out. So this is Earth's World. And I believe this is the fella I would like to draw today. That's pretty expressive and fun. Yeah, they get lens a lot. Okay, so I'm just gonna have this off to the side as my reference. You know what? I have a stand for this. Bear with me to make this easy for myself. As I walking you through my house, but you don't even know. I just went across my house. That's how small this place is. I've got a stand. I'm going to just go ahead and draw in Bic pen. My morning exercise to start off the day. I hope everybody has some sort of morning routine to set the day off. I feel like it's the best way to make the day yours. Okay, I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit so you can kind of see stuff as I draw it. At least that's the hope. Let me get rid of this QR code. That is the music there. That QR code. The kids told me they're cool. I don't think people use QR codes, but if you wanted to look at my art, you can use that link. But anyway, let's draw this guy. So I always was taught to start with the eyes. I'm just gonna do this, and the reason I'm drawing in Bic is, well, I only drew in Bic for about 20 years or so. Me and my childhood best friend, as it were, or I should say my friend who also drew and like nurtured creativity with me, we would, if we spent the night on Saturdays, it didn't matter where, either of our parents, didn't matter which house we stayed at, we had to go to church the next day. At his church, we were allowed to go to the adult sermon instead of like the youth group or whatever. So we would draw. Of course, it's in the name of the Lord and stuff. So just in case folks are listening or whatever. But we like to draw during that. And I literally remember this conversation. My buddy was drawing a xenomorph from memory in pen. We were like 12, 13. And he was like, I bet if we just drew in pen all the time, we would like stop making mistakes altogether. And so I started just drawing in Bic pen for years. In fact, I drew in Bic pen until I was about 38, like 46 now. So for whatever reason at that time, what it was, honestly, I remembered the kneaded eraser from art class. And then I don't think I have it on me. I don't. I saw like these Staedtler architecture pencils. And I started thinking, I was like, because a lot of times I'd start drawing in pen and something would be like perfect. My line work got super clean and good, and for a while there I was so into like clean lines. It was super important to me. So that kind of like going back to pencil kind of lended. So going back to pencil and seeing some sloppier artists, I can't even think of their names at the moment. I'll say like my homie Mickey Wakaha. Is that how you say it? I think that's how you say it. Apologies, buddy, if for some reason you ever see this. He's a very sloppy painter, but it's like chaotic, but it's like beautiful. Then I was looking at like, I think his name is Jim Mahfood. I don't know. Mahfood, I don't. He's rad. He does Paper Girls. Is that what it is that he does? Anyway, he does a comic, and his shit is sloppy as hell, dude. Like, I don't even know how to explain how it's like sloppy but beautiful. It's kind of like you can just tell when people have the fundamentals down and then want to play with them. And that's what I've kind of always gone for. Like at a point, I was like, you know what? We have cameras. Like, I am done with this photoreal stuff. It's fun. It's like the best way to show people your chops too. This guy has like a little reflection in his eye there. So it is. It's like fun to show people. Like it's a good way to brag. It's like in rapping, like rapping fast, or like a guitarist may be able to show their skills with specific stylings or whatnot. It's kind of like the same thing. I don't know. Like, and I respect the hell out of it. Don't get me wrong. Like photorealism is no joke. I'd rather do math. It's the same thing to me. Like it is what it is. Why I'm going This is crazy. I'm just gonna show you this reference. This is why you don't always go off references. It looks like this dude just has like a blacked out eye. So for whatever reason, because I'm talking, I just drew it that way instead of doing what I normally do, just kind of change it. But who cares? This is just exercise, staying sharp, staying on top of stuff. So maybe I'll just pretend this dude is like, we get into it and change him up a little bit. He just has one Marilyn Manson eye because he went to one too many of his concerts or something. But yeah, mad respect to the photorealist people. And a huge shout down to anybody who calls me a cartoonist. I'm just kidding. His nose is pretty fun. If you're an artist and you don't spend time just like deconstructing people's faces while you're talking to them, I don't know if you're an artist. But maybe I'm insane also. Like, I will seriously be talking to someone, be looking at them and like, man, their nose is hella cool. I can't wait to like draw that later. Which is like probably really weird, but it's alright, man. I'll own it. Chances are, if we have talked, I have drawn your ear or something weird. I used to sit in Zoom meetings and just draw people. I'm telling you though, it's the best way to like expand your mental vocabulary, I guess is what we'll call it. This dude's mouth, this is like a weird, because that's the only reason I picked this, because it looks difficult. And I feel like for years and years I just drew what I knew. And like, you're never gonna grow that way, right? Like, how can you? I do what's uncomfortable. So this whole channel should just be me drawing feet. Because I have the Rob Liefeld affliction. I can draw feet, but I have to have a reference. Like, I can't off the top. I could like I could draw a face faster than this off memory for sure. It may not be like accurate to the human condition, but it would be expressive and fun. But really, I think anyone who's an artist who doesn't challenge themselves with like weird positions or like things they don't want to draw, weird poses, weird subject matter. Like, I just started drawing like flowers and stuff I never drew before. So I was like, I mean, I start to learn it. I don't know. There's just, you can't. For one, there's no consequence, right? Like, I think it's like weird. We were like trained to like, I can't draw good, or all I can draw is a stick figure or whatever. Like, okay, so if you can't draw, but you like to do stuff, like, then pick up some paint, do something else. It's all accessible and it's all very mentally freeing. This guy's mouth is really strange. Or I shouldn't say his mouth is strange, his positioning is strange and challenging. This is where shadowing comes in, because if you're just drawing, you're like, that looks kind of strange. And it is off. I do elongate stuff. It's a little bit longer than it should be. The proportions are a little bit goofy too, but doesn't matter. All of this can be anything you want it to be. Or you can just say, hey, I did a warm-up sketch, didn't really like it. Maybe someday someone will want this, and I can just give them this sketch, or they'll look at it when I'm dead and gone, and they'll be like, man, that was one of their not good pictures. One of their not so good artworks, as it were. I love stubble. I'm drawing it like just a fun exercise. Pointillism, basically. That's what I should do, huh? I should do a pointillism piece. I haven't done that since like the 90s. This guy has this little block here. A fun way of doing stuff too that I sometimes do is I'll just go ahead and like block out like the different planes, like where the cheekbone is, and just the different shapes, so you kind of know what's what. I don't know. I just think it makes it look fun. Of course, this guy wouldn't have a rectangle on his face, but for whatever reason, he does here. All dark eyes, so weird. So, and then like shading in Bic is fun too, because you can make it like real smooth. And what you want to do if you're shading with anything is you want to follow the shape of whatever you're shading. I feel like it lends a lot to it. Looks better. And I don't know why. It just does. It like lends to the shape. Even like cross hatching, when people do cross hatching, it like lends to the shape of the plane, like the shape, the way it's directed, the way it's facing. Like the slopes have to kind of match, or else it looks kind of goofy. But this also is a good exercise for me because a lot of times when I draw from memory, like I tend to do this. There's just this one really cool like Jim Lee drawing that I saw years and years ago, and like it like it was just a light down, like it was like the Punisher in a garage, I think, and like the way the shading on the face looked, like with his, like the shading underneath like here, and like just from his nose going down, it just looked sinister. His eyes were all blacked out and stuff, and I tend to do that shadowing a lot when I draw stuff, just because it was something I learned at the time or whatever. So I don't know, it's kind of weird. But it looks cool every time I draw it, so just keep doing it. Only thing I would say I didn't really capture here, this guy is lifting up his eye. He's like doing his rock thing. Maybe kind of fix that out. But again, if not, I'm not really too worried about it. It's a morning sketch. I drink some coffee, get ready for stuff today. I'm gonna do a mural today. A practice mural on my wall, I believe. If the day lends that. I still have some other commissions and stuff too, but yeah. Good way to start the week. Start by working. I'm just adding a little bit of stubble here. So he has like a stubbly mustache. And usually when I'm doing digital, when I'm doing these types of exercises, by now is when I start to get kind of weird. We got the face, kind of lends a little bit to it. He's clearly saying something. And I am on Restream, so if anybody is on here, I still need to figure out how to see chats from TikTok. I can't really see them using this app, but I'm just doing a morning doodle, drawing, whatever you want to call it, just to kind of stay, it's, I don't know, it's just a good exercise I always kind of laughed at it. People were like, "Oh, I'm doing warm-up sketches." I'm like, why? You just draw, dude. Like, but it is good. It gets your hand-eye focus going for the day. Especially if you're gonna be doing like a lot of drawing, it's a good exercise. And honestly, that's the reason I do a lot of painting instead. Like, I think if I were to draw in Bic pen like all day long, I might start to develop hand and wrist issues. Um, I'm not sure. It's just happened to so many of my friends. I should probably put on my compression glove or whatever, but I don't know where I put it. I said it's like a, it's a decent face. It doesn't look exactly like the guy. It never does. I'm not really trying to. I'm just using it as a reference. But I could have done this eye right here a little bit better. This expression, it's cool though. I kind of like the mouth is okay. It came out a lot better than I thought. Doesn't look too goofy, just because of the right amount of shading, possibly. So then, like, what's the point of being? I mean, you're probably not familiar with my work, but what's the point of being me if I'm not going to start to Johnny this up now, turn it into some weird thing? But I could just keep drawing him. It's not like it has to be some. It's not like everything I do has to be some weird, surreal mind fuck. This. I do have a paint pen. I'll probably just whiten this out a little bit and kind of even though it looks kind of like this in the reference photo, that just looks weird as heck to me. I love this dude's haircut more and more as I'm looking at this reference photo. Man, this dude's killing it. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that trying to challenge, like, besides challenging yourself with subject matter you wouldn't normally draw to, like trying different approaches as well is very helpful to just getting better at stuff. I would, if you like want to learn to draw too, if you don't draw, I mean, I don't know, it all depends on how you learn, but there are some pretty cool community classes. Like, I don't care where you live, there's classes somewhere where you can go in and like learn to draw. Or here's funny, where is it? I just saw this just the other day. I have to be honest, I have never read it or utilized it, and I probably should. It's a very good exercise, I've heard from many people. This book, Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. There was this kid in my advanced placement art class in high school who had never drawn before. His junior year, I think, he got this book over the summer, and then he was in like AP art, and like better than most of the people there. It was pretty interesting. So I've always had the book because I found that so fascinating. But I just recently started taking the time to do like exercises and like learn stuff, which is smart, right? I mean, because I have a lot of work. I focus a lot on characters, but I was noticing, I was like, I don't really do a lot of development. Like, I don't have my pictures do tell tales, my artwork, my pictures. Um, but I feel like more could be there. Like I could be doing full-fledged like Hieronymus Bosch type paintings. I can't say his name correctly, I'm sure, but like that type stuff, like just full giant weird works that make you that like kind of just suck you in. You can see a new thing every time you look at it. This guy has strong muscles in his face, man. And some stubblies. Dude's stubbling out. Only thing that's with pen, so with ink you can do washes and stuff, no problem. But like with pen, one thing that I do like to do now that I've been messing with like gouache and stuff so much, is I like to do just quick fill-ins and like washes, so I know, you know, the tones. Because like with pencil, I could come in here super fast. Like if I grab this pencil and like start blending all sorts of shading and stuff like in a very, very, very quick amount of time, which also always makes stuff look better to the eye if it's all kind of filled in or whatever. But I guess I shouldn't do that just yet because that big pen might smear. So like ink doesn't really have it does. You could go ahead and do it like a watercolor, like kind of brush it on, like wash it on or whatever. But yeah, but I'm not gonna do that because that's not what this one's about. This dude's ear would actually be that right here. So because I'm insane, I'll just go ahead and try to cover that up and make it look right. And it probably won't, but that's cool. Don't matter. And this is just morning exercise and consistency, really, for me. Drawing every morning is pretty smart, even if it does turn into just a weird image. I picked a really weird one. This dude has a lot of wildness going on here. Looks like he's just yelling now. Let's see, it's 10:30. I'm not getting any vibes on like how to make this dude cool or fun. Beyond what I did there. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna do a different one. That was fine. Whatever. No big deal. It was a pretty rough face to do. I went to real, and I didn't really like elongate or mess with it much. Ooh, I like this dude. I'm gonna draw this face. This is pretty wild. This one, I'm gonna like totally go against what I was saying. I'm gonna start with the nose first. This is fun. And I'm just gonna do like kind of a weird one now. Why not? I mean, the reference photo's kind of weird anyway, but I'm gonna. So you know now. I've talked enough. You know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself and turn up the music, and I'll chime in if I need to. I'm just gonna draw a quick dude real quick. A quick dude real quick. That's what I'm doing here. Working magic.
Individually, they're weak, mentally incompetent, like animals after a long famine.
This is a pretty fun dude. He kind of looks like Benjamin Franklin, which is not what the reference photo looks like, but it's a pretty fun practice. And it's fun too because this Bic pen is like exploding a little bit. Have to get the next one. But it's fun because I don't know, this, like, I could pull out gouache and turn this into like an actual pretty cool looking painting, or just have it as a quick, like a 10-minute sketch, 15-minute sketch, or whatever. But it always lends to development, just to do it, just to draw some weird reference of some person, and I find that it's more fun to sketch people that aren't known, but obviously you sketch people that are known. You sketch you a Bill Murray, you're looking to make some money. Sketch some Bill Murray or MF Doom and you'll probably sell those. Just saying. But that's like a thing, before I wrap up for the day and get started on other stuff. Like, this is a thing also that I wish I could have told myself like a long time ago. For one, there would be no whites in the eye. Like, if you look even at the reference photo that I was going off of, like, it's not really white. Like, your eye does not perceive it as white. And then this other area is like almost in the shadows. It kind of looks like Elrond. for Agent Smith. But it was like a thing that I just never really thought about that. Like every time I drew eyes, like had them like white, because of the whites of the eye or whatever. Like in this instance, it doesn't really matter. But if you were to paint this or hash this out or whatever, you would not really want, just a little helpful hint, you don't really want to leave the white in the eye. You want it in a highlight. Like if I were to come back in here, I'm not going to open a brand new paint marker to show you, but this was on like toned paper, which maybe I'll do that tomorrow. That's a really fun thing to do because the paper's already kind of gray or tan. So you draw something like this and you shade it or whatever, and then you go in with the highlights and just kind of dab them with a little bit of white touch-ups. Man, it makes it pop. It's pretty wild. This guy's neck is huge because, I mean, not obviously the reference photo. This is just what Johnny Larson be doing, yo. But anywho, damn it, I just aged 3 years. Every time I say that, 3 years. That should be like my swear jar word. If I say anywho, I should start like a foundation. And then the anywho foundation. Anyway, I look forward to drawing with you tomorrow. I need to finish this. This is one that I started. I don't even remember. I don't know, I think it was last Monday, actually. I did this on a different channel. Same thing, just kind of a sketch, just kind of going through it. I sort of wanted to do front to back on these, like just kind of show you like start to finish on anything I'm doing, but I may work on this week because I love this. I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Although it's pretty brave to paint these snakes in front of people, because I've never really done snakes. They're far more complicated subject matter if I was going for a little bit more realistic, but I don't think I am, so it's cool, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Have a wonderful day.